Hopefully we're all live now, everywhere. I'm just checking to make sure we are live at Facebook. We are live at YouTube. Let me just check, make sure everyone's here because I want to make sure I don't miss anyone. Awesome, we are live there. So it's good to have you on board. I love, chatting with you, but normally when we've gone live, it's been me just sitting there doing my thing and not being able to chat. So today what we're going to do is sort of catch up on a bit of the week. This is what we're going to do on Fridays. So my name's Adrian Murley. I'm from Heart Church, and what we want to do here is to empower you to actually impact your community. And so on a Friday, what we want to do is just chat about what happened on the week, and we're going to look back, and I'll have a look at some of the comments from our service last week and things that have happened during the week. And you can interact with us now. I'll be able to see your comments when they come up. I'm trying to watch 3 different places at once. I'm trying to watch what's happening on Facebook. I'm trying to watch what's happening on YouTube, and I'm trying to watch what's happening on Instagram. So hopefully Joe will do some of the commenting there, and the rest I will try and get to. But let's take a bit of a step back. We went right back to last Friday. If you remember last Friday, we had Pierre and Andy and Daniel and Asep all in the room here, and just a great time together with those guys. Amazing just to do some music with them and catch up with them. So hope you enjoyed last Friday. Normally on a Friday afternoon, up until last Friday, we were doing our worship thing, but we're actually going to shift that to a Wednesday. So next Wednesday we'll start that. It's actually going to be a little bit different. One of the things that's happened, and one of the things that we've found here, when we went into isolation, we were suddenly in a room, and then we got thrown out of a room and we suddenly had to go live. And so we had to try and work out what was going on. And so since then we've been trying to, find out, okay, what's working, what's not working, what are people engaging with, what are people not engaging with, and not just cut and pasting what we did there. So we're making a few changes to our worship thing on a Wednesday, and so we really want you to join that. It's going to be a bit different, it's going to be a bit shorter, but we hope it's going to be more meaningful and more engaging. And so join us on Wednesday. It'll happen. We'll send out some more details before Wednesday, but so glad that you have joined us up until this point. I know, and if he's listening now, Dave, who was in the middle of the top part of Western Australia, he enjoyed listening, but I think you're back now on the Gold Coast or Sunshine Coast or Central Coast. Can't remember where he is, but Dave, you're back up that part. So if you're listening today, say hi to you. Well, just a couple of little things about last Sunday. Well, actually both last Friday and last Sunday's stream. As you would have noticed, it probably was jumping a little bit. Hopefully this one today is really nice and smooth, and we've solved all the problems. I actually haven't asked my wife, is it nice and smooth? Is everything happening good today? I think it is. It seems to be nice and smooth, but we had a few issues, and so we apologise for that. We've been trying to work out what was causing the issue, why it was working at the start, why we were getting a good stream, and then suddenly it was not working, and we found there was just one little setting in our software that was actually impacting everything else. It was just causing problems everywhere. So we fixed that, and so hopefully today you're getting a really nice, good, constant, consistent, good quality, good sound stream. So hopefully you're getting that. But we fixed that. But we apologise that I know a few people made comment of that. If I look back at the comments from last Friday's worship, Kate, who tuned in, actually a big shout out to Kate over there in New Zealand. It was, she came here, she was on holiday with her family. We got to meet Kate, and she's tuned in, and she said, I tried to reply but couldn't post, and she said it kept jumping and freezing occasionally. Well, that was a bit of a hard one. We were trying to work that out. So, but we've got that fixed. So Kate, a big shout out to you. Who else tuned in last week? Actually, Norman hopefully flew out on Tuesday back to South Africa. So Norman, hopefully you got out and you joined us for worship. Vanessa, I think you're home in Perth, so big shout out to you, Vanessa. Hope you're enjoying things there. Who else? Nessia, Lulu, Cindy, big shout out to you. Eva and Josh, you got on board, and Anne, who was part of City Life now in the UK, so she got on board for our worship thing last Friday. And then on the service, if you remember back to last Sunday's service, we had Gail and Wyan from the C3 Church here, and it was great to have them. And so a lot of people jumped onto that. And so we had John jumping on, and who we had the week prior to that. We had Anita jumping on. Who's jumping on? Ari, I see you're on Instagram. Good to have you, Ari. So glad you joined us. Who else did we have jump on last week on Sunday? Bailey, Asip, Novi. I haven't seen you for ages, Novi, but I'm glad you jumped on to our stream. And yes, Ari, first time you got onto Instagram, so I'm glad you joined us, Ari. And Ian and a few others. Janet Taylor jumped on. I know John and Janet in the UK, we miss you guys, and so I'm glad you joined us. But wherever you are, if you're actually watching us now, if you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook or you're actually on Instagram, you can put some comments in. I'm looking out for your comments. If you want to ask any questions about the church or what we're doing or some things, then just put a comment in there, and as they come up, I'll get to them and I'll try and answer them. But just do that. But a couple of things. Last week, the week's gone by, and we're sort of, Friday this time here is really just about reflecting on what the week has been and sort of looking back. And so just a few things in history over the last week. So on May 2nd, which was going back all the way to last Saturday, which was May 2nd, believe it or not, May 2nd was the end of the Battle of Berlin in the World War II, 1945. Also, and now I know my daughter will like this one, in 2008, on May 2nd, it was the first film, and she's sitting here right next to me, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Iron Man was released. Yes. So Iron Man was released. So that happened on May 2nd, back in 2008. May 3rd, it was something a bit closer here to Indonesia. In 1989, 5,000 Dani tribe members in Irian Jaya, sort of Western New Guinea, they gathered for a 2-day pig fest to celebrate the completion and distribution of a Dani language New Testament. And so that was amazing for them. Just getting the Bible into your own language is a huge thing. So that happened 1989 on May 3rd. And actually also on May 3rd, James Brown passed away. He was born in 1933, died in 2006. So all those songs that you love dancing to, James Brown responsible for them. A couple other things. May 4th, which was Monday last week, but May 4th in 1521. Now I love this. Travelling home from the Diet of Worms. Now, that's not a meal, by the way. It's not a meal. The Diet of Worms is not a meal. But travelling home from the Diet of Worms, Martin Luther was taken into protective custody by order of German ruler Frederick the Wise. So there you go, Frederick the Wise. And he was held at Wartburg, where he will translate the Bible into German. And so that happened on May 4th, 1521. 1904, construction begins in the United States on the Panama Canal. That was in 1904 on May 4th. And also in 1979 on May 4th, Margaret Thatcher becomes the first woman to be elected Prime Minister in the United Kingdom. And so that happened on May 4th. May 5th, 1941, this is one for all the women and maybe who like perfume. The first modern perfume, Chanel No. 5, was released by fashion designer Coco Chanel. That was in 1941. Also on May 5th, it was Adele's birthday. She turned 32 on May 5th. So there you go. Here's another good one. May 6th. In 1536, so we had Martin Luther in 1521 translate the Bible into German, but in 1536, King Henry VIII of England ordered that the English language Bible, and this is a huge one, be placed in every church in the nation. You got to understand, up to that point, people didn't have access to the Bible, and doing that, and Henry VIII was the one that did that, and we benefit from it. All of us now have Bibles and probably multiple ones, and sometimes they just sit on the shelf and we don't appreciate them at all. But, that actually was a big thing in 1536. What else happened? Beth, you'll like this one as well. Also on May 6, 2004. Actually, you probably won't like this one. But the sitcom Friends aired its season finale. And that was in 2004 on May 6. And it was actually to 52.5 million viewers watched that in May 6. So there you go. And also on May 6, 1954, Roger Bannister from the UK becomes the first person to run the 4-minute mile, recording 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. And so that's, if you had watched Chariots of Fire, I think it was a movie made on that. May 7th, This is a crazy one. This is an interesting one. But May 7th, 2012. So this is actually not very long ago. I got to get this right. Paleoclimatological research claims that dinosaur flatulence may have warmed the Earth. See, mic drop. That's all you need to know for the rest of today. That one right there. But it's a crazy claim. Anyway, that was on May 7th, 2012. And on May 8th, which is today, we're on May 8th, in 1980, the World Health Organization, and this is, I picked this one because of what we're going through at the moment, but on May 8th, 1980, the World Health Organization announced that smallpox had been eradicated. And so at the moment, we're going through isolation because of COVID-19, but who knows what that's going to happen there. But hopefully that does get eradicated as well. So moving through the week, I hope on Monday, if you're just new to us here, that you caught our kickstart to the week. On Monday, we will always try and do just a short scripture and an application for your week. And we hope that you can just launch with that. It'll only be 3, 4, 5 minutes, not really long. It'll go up on a Monday, and just hopefully that'll launch you into the week. And I hope you can reflect on it that day and you can come back to it. So catch that. That's going to be, we'll put that up on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure you click on the subscribe button there and do that. But we want to put that up. We want to make them just short, impactful, so you can just take a moment, read it, apply the scripture, and, launch yourself into the day. So that's always going to happen on Monday. And so join us on Mondays for that. Tuesday, we'll actually have our Zoom life group meetings. We can't meet in person. For those that were part of our life group, you would have, people loved the food and coming here. We had, between 10, sometimes 12, 13 people at our house for food, but we can't do that now. So we still are running those meetings. They happen on a Tuesday night. And if you actually want to be a part of that, we would love for you to contact us. We actually, if you want to do that, contact me here. I'll just put on the screen for you our WhatsApp number. And so if you actually just message me on that number, we'll be able to put you in contact with when our life group meeting happens. I'll just leave that up there for a little while. But you can message me, not now because my phone's running on Instagram. Hey, Novi, you've joined in on Instagram. I'll give you a bit of a wave. You're saying hi to Joe Novi, but I'll say hi to you as well. But anyone on joining us anywhere else, that'd be great. Just send me a comment through. We'd love for you to, send a few comments, ask a few questions, and I'll get to them. But the WhatsApp number on the screen, join me on that just for get information about our Tuesday Zoom meetings. Wednesday, as I said before, is going to be our worship thing, so we'll send you more information in that. Hi, Novi, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Good to see you join us. Haven't seen you for ages, so hope you're doing really well. Hope you're staying safe. So shout out to you, Novi. So that's Wednesday. Thursday, I don't know if you caught it yesterday. I uploaded yesterday an interview I did with a guy called Rob Hunter. It's on our YouTube page. And it's an interview with Rob, who on his 9th day of teaching was kidnapped along with the students he was looking after from a little rural school in Victoria, back in Australia. And just an amazing story. And he's got a book about that. And so we chatted yesterday about that. So if you haven't caught that, that's on our YouTube channel. Go have a look at that. Amazing story. He talks about, just the challenges and getting through the challenges of that, the trauma and the forgiveness part of it. So he's been a long-term friend of mine. Over 40 years we've known each other, and it was so great to have a chat with him and just really just ask him about those things and, how he got through it. So make sure you catch that on our YouTube channel. And Fridays, we're here Friday now, and this is only going to be a short thing on Friday. We're not going to make this, overly long, but we're going to come here on a Friday, anywhere between 10, 15 minutes, depends how many questions I've got to answer. But today's the first one. And just really chat about the week. I'll go back and have a look at all the comments that people make in our different things that we go live during the week. and I'll go back and we'll respond to some of those comments. We'll respond to some of the people there. And if you want to jump online on a Friday and just chat with me live, we'd love for you to do that, because, you know, we want to. One thing I don't know about you, but I'm a people person. I miss interaction. It's a bit harder here because you're probably looking at a phone or a tablet or an iPad or something like that. I'm looking at a computer screen with a camera, and so, you know, it's a bit different from speaking to someone in person. But on a Friday, we want to try and do that. And so, you know, today's the first one, so I'm glad you joined us for our first one today. We hope you've really enjoyed what we've, you know, trying to do here at One Heart Church. As I said, everything that we're trying to do, and it's been a big change for us, and by no means we've got it all worked out. By no means we have all the answers to it yet, but we're trying to ensure that what we've got and what we do is engaging to you wherever you are, even in this time when we can't meet in a physical room. One day that'll happen again, and we'll enjoy and look forward to that. But this is an amazing place to connect as well. So it's good to see. Well, Novi, I've just read a message here. Novi, 7 months. Wow, that is awesome. Well done. Well done, girl. It's good to see that. Wow, that's been a long time since we see you, because last time I saw you, you weren't pregnant, so that tells me how long it's since we've seen you. But I'm so glad you joined us here today. One last thing. If there's anything that you've got questions or you need prayer or anything about, just contact us. We've got numerous little platforms, Facebook, you know, on our Instagram page, where it is. Just send us a message, send us a private message, and we'll get back to you and we'll contact you and do the best we can to, you know, help you wherever you may be, whether it's here in Bali or anywhere else. But we're so glad you joined us here today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. You know, whatever you might be doing, enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to tune in 4:30 Bali time on Sunday afternoon. We actually will be going live again with Josh, who's bringing the next part of last week's message. So join us on Sunday afternoon for that. My daughter, and it's Mother's Day on Sunday in Australia. So I'm just going to get ahead and say Happy Mother's Day to my mum first and every other mum, but on Sunday we'll do that as well. So I'm glad you joined us, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. I'm glad you've joined us on Instagram. It's so good having you guys here. But apart from that, guys, have a fantastic day. Bless you, and see you on Sunday. Bye.